All right, all right. Hey guys, welcome back to what I call this another episode, but just a brief episode of the Femi Daniel Show. I'm with my guy Marcus over here.
What's up, man?
And yeah, we're just here to chat it up with him, get to know about your business, so you can tell people about what you do a little bit. So before we even go down into any of the other questions, I'll let you introduce yourself, your business, what you do, where you're located, all of that.
Okay. What's up, everyone? My name is Marcus Bixby. I'm the owner of Bixby Properties. Do fix and flips throughout Ohio. Also do a lot of wholesale deals in Ohio and surrounding states as well. Currently moving my operations to Dallas, Texas, and Fort Worth, Texas. So really excited about doing that. Also broke into the freight brokerage industry. So I'm launching a freight brokerage here in January. Been putting a lot of time into that. And really looking forward to making some great money in that industry as well.
Awesome. So you've taken down the real estate industry. Now you're moving to transportation, trying to get that logistics side down. So how did this all start? Give us a little bit of the backstory. How did this all start getting into real estate? Have you always been doing this, or did you have a job prior to this, or what's the story?
Yeah, so before real estate, I was working in sales. I worked for a company that sold over-the-counter medicine and household chemicals to major retailers.
Oh, nice.
I was traveling all in Columbus and an hour outside of Columbus, every direction, meeting with store managers, department managers, making sure our product was on the end caps, making sure the store stayed stocked with our products. Made the company a lot of money. The pay was good. It just wasn't enough for the lifestyle that I wanted to support. I was looking for opportunity in entrepreneurship. I looked at some multi-level marketing opportunities. Then I heard a commercial on the radio for a Rich Dad real estate seminar. So I went. It was a one-day seminar, fell in love with the concepts that they were teaching, went back, paid for the 3-day seminar, and after that, I knew real estate was what I wanted to do. This was back in 2017. I immediately started wholesaling in Columbus, on the south end near Children's Hospital, and also in Franklinton. Then from there, I just kept growing, kept pushing, started to do my own flips. And soon here, I'll be holding on to most of the properties that I purchased.
Nice. Awesome. So from the time you attended the seminar, how long did it take you to score your first deal?
So I would say maybe 3 months.
3 months.
I was strictly driving for dollars. I was looking for boarded up, abandoned houses, really jacked up houses.
Yeah.
I was asking a lot of questions on different platforms. I use Bigger Pockets a lot. Connected with a few other guys that had been wholesaling for years before wholesaling even had a name.
Wow.
And they pretty much taught me how to identify these properties. At that time, there wasn't these big Facebook groups where you could just drop your deal in there,
right?
And have buyers hit you up about the house and just drop their emails. You really had to build your buyers list. So that was the toughest part, was just finding these cash buyers. But once I did that, found a good house in Franklinton, walked through it with about 6 different investors, got a cash offer on it, and that was my first deal. Then from there, I just ran with it.
Oh, nice, man. That's good. That's awesome. What was the first check?
That first assignment fee was $8,000.
$8,000, man. That's 8,000 more reasons to believe that stuff works.
Yeah,
man.
Sure. Yeah,
so that 8,000 came in. So between then and now, I mean, you're years into this industry. You've done several deals. How many deals have you done so far, if you could put a number to it?
In 5 years, man, I would say maybe around 70.
Man,
maybe around
wholesale transactions.
Yeah, maybe around 70 wholesale deals. That's not including my the flips that I've done. Just scored my largest assignment to date, down in Huber Heights and Dayton. This one is for $32,000. Awesome. I always try to make sure, even if I can make a bigger spread, I want my end buyers to feel like they got a steal just like I do.
Exactly.
So sometimes the relationship is worth more than the money, so I don't mind taking less on my assignment fee. And there's investors that I've assigned deals to that have helped me out with private money, connected me to other people, all types of stuff. It's just been really worthwhile, man, really worth it. But yeah, this one, I couldn't believe the asking price for it. I even tried, I told the seller like, hey man, are you sure? And he's like, yeah, all I want for it. So yeah, man, $32,000 spread on it. That's closing today sometime. So yeah, looking forward to that. I'm gonna go celebrate out the country somewhere.
Definitely. I'll celebrate on this end for you too, man. That's
Yeah.
awesome. I wish I had one of the bells and like on Brent Daniels' page that could just ring out for you because that's a really nice assignment. I think the highest I did one of these deals I was meant to make about like 40K. I was partnering with somebody. I was doing deal sourcing, and on that we had like a 40K spread. But the lenders of the buyer didn't want to pay that assignment fee. They didn't want to fund the transaction because they saw we're gonna make 40K. Knowing what I know now, I would have just double closed on it.
Oh, for sure.
We're still able to make about 24,000 on that deal. Spread out between both of us. So like what would you advise other wholesalers that, are trying to keep the whole check for themselves? There's few wholesalers that like, I don't want to split that JV fee 50-50. I mean, this was a pretty ideal spread for you. And I know you have buyers list. What made you want to just, I'll just work with him versus me trying to figure it out by myself and try and move that deal?
Yeah, man. So I mean, I would let wholesalers know like there's power in partnerships, man. Especially when you find somebody that's solid and a good businessman or businesswoman to partner with. That partnership can take your business a long way. And a lot of times, you may be on similar paths, but also have similar different ideals that you want to implement that can help your business. Like what you're doing now, partnering with other wholesalers, that gives me the opportunity to see even more deals that you have on the table.
Right.
So I mean, yes, you want to make your money. This is a money making business, but understand that partnering with someone, splitting that check 50-50, there's plenty of deals out there. There's plenty of opportunity. You can, give yourself a heart attack focusing on one deal for a month, or you can partner with someone and knock out 3 or 4. In the long run, you're making more money doing JV deals than you are trying to do it all yourself.
Exactly.
I'm reading just got a book called Who Not How. Basically talks about, allocating different tasks and just not putting all of the pressure on yourself. Utilize other people. You will never know everything. There will be smarter people than you in every room. And just be okay with that. Once you become comfortable with that, you understand that you are always a student of this game. You'll become a lot more successful. Your business will scale, and people will be there to help you scale.
Definitely, man. You hit that right on the head.
I know a guy. He's in affordable housing. He looks to make $250 per door, but he holds 400 doors. Do the math. It's the money is there, man. It's there, and it's great. It's great money. And once you get your first few rentals, you can absolutely. There's plenty of portfolio lenders and all type of lenders out there that want to help you see you grow. Understand that this is not a help me situation. Anytime you take out any money or borrow any money, you're also helping them. It is that exchange of value. I would tell all wholesalers something that I had to learn when I first started wanting to hold. Yeah, I did a whole bunch of wholesale deals, even when I first started flipping, but they wanted experience. So there's a guy here named Bernie Sanchez. He told me to start double closing all of my wholesale deals, even if it takes away from my spread. And, if it's feasible, double close it, because then you'll get a HUD statement with your name on it. And when these lenders ask for experience, you can submit those. And every one of those wholesale deals will count as experience for you. Yeah, man. So that was a gem right there.
That's a gem for me too. I just picked
Yeah,
that one up real quick.
yeah,
I've done a lot of my flips. No, I haven't even done that many, but the few flips that I've done, I have I mostly partnered with people,
yeah,
and it almost hurt me in the food, except the person was a good person, and just we worked things out. But one of them, my very first one, like you said, I didn't have any experience, so we had to buy it within his entity. So it
yep,
was hard for me to prove that, okay, I was part of this particular deal, and they wanted me
yep,
to show 3 deals that I've done. The remaining two, no problem, they were in my name, but that one wasn't in my name. I didn't know how to prove it, but we ended up working something around where we're able to show on the operating agreement that we worked on it together. So that's a very good gem for those wholesalers out there. If the spread
yeah,
is huge enough, try to double close. Whatever you can to get your name on HUDs, because that's the only receipt that counts.
yep.
You can
That's all they care about.
you
That's
can
all they
go
care.
online and say, yes, I've done 200,000. If you can't show the HUDs, if you can't show the checks, if you even the checks don't even matter because anybody can give you a check. They want to
Yep,
see the HUDs. They want to see your name and your company's name on the HUD.
yep.
Um,
That's all they care about.
and yeah, it opens a lot more doors for you. But man, I appreciate you coming on here and just sharing your story, sharing all these gems, and some mindset tricks for different wholesalers. Where do people find you at, man? How can people get in contact with you if they're trying to sell a property out in Columbus or buy a property? How can they get in contact with you, man?
So you can contact my Facebook page personally or my business is Bixby Properties LLC. Marcus Bixby on Facebook. I'm pretty active. I always have my phone near me. I quickly respond to you, willing to help anyone. I just want to see people grow and be successful. And anyone out there that's looking to work with Femi, man, I'll tell you, well, on the deal that we did, I didn't expect to get the number that we got, but he made it happen. And I told the other people that was involved in the deal, like, man, there's no way we're about to move this house for this much. It's like clockwork, a
how,
simple,
how
easy process.
how fast was it from when we went to go view the property and then we got under contract? How long was it?
Man, it was what, about 6 hours? Yeah, about 6 hours.
Right
So
after leaving that
after,
property.
yeah, after the seller was happy with it and he was happy with the number, and I'm sitting there thinking like, did he run numbers? Because I'm getting about 88K on this one at max, and we moved it for like 100 something, man.
Yep.
And yeah, but the buyer was happy, seller was happy, we were happy, and that's how a deal should go.
I appreciate that, man. I appreciate that. And then that's just to tell, people that's the difference between, with when you're wholesaling on both sides, you're not able to really go deeper on one particular side. For me, that's all I do. I'm constantly on the phone with him. Actually, after this call, we're hopping on the call so that I can learn how he analyzes now for this
Yeah,
particular type of market. And that's the extra work that I do that allows me, and I don't work with a lot of buyers. I have at most like 5 buyers at a time that I'm actively deal sourcing for. And I like to keep it that way because if not, then it's like I'm just doing disposition because
yep,
now I can't keep everybody's strategy of buying in my head.
yeah,
I have a few that want portfolios. I have a few that are looking for single families. I have a few that are looking for certain returns. So it's all about that. And because I knew like, oh, this property, oh, it matches the location he buys in. Oh, it can cash flow, and I see that it can do more once they bought the property, and they're buying in volume, so they could care. They're not that very tight like other new buyers that
yeah,
are like, I have
yeah,
to get this. It's like, okay, there's flexibility because they don't plan on selling this for next 5, 6, 7, 8 years. So there's room for them to grow, and that's
yeah.
what really helps us get those larger checks, man. All right, my man. So I'll let you go, man. I'll let you go grab that check, a big 36K check.
Yeah.
Enjoy yourself today, man. Any last words that you want to leave the audience with, man?
Just the last piece of advice for wholesalers, man. Like, there's plenty of money to be made. I don't care how competitive the market is. It's plenty of deals out here. It's all about how you apply yourself, your system, and your process.
Definitely, man. You really hit this. You hit this nail directly on the head. Educate, educate, educate. even with my buyers, sometimes I try to call them like, hey, some of these areas that you think are war zone are completely changing, man.
Yeah,
Let me let me call you on FaceTime. Let's drive through the neighborhood together.
yeah,
Those are the little things that I add in for my buyers because I want to make sure you win.
yes,
I'm
sir.
I'm a unrelated third party to the wholesaler. So I'm trying to make sure, of course, the wholesalers are my client just as you are. So I'm trying to get them the max they can for the property. But at the same time, I'm trying to make sure that you don't lose any money. So
Mm,
if there are areas that you're missing out on, I'll educate you. Same thing Marcus does with the sellers. Let them know March prices are not today's prices. And hey, if you wait a little bit longer, who knows? It might just drop even more. So
yep,
urgency is always key. So I
yes, sir.
appreciate you, man, coming on here. You have a great the rest of your day, man. You guys make sure you give his Marcus a follow on Facebook. Hit him up. He is always open to talk to people and share knowledge. Also follow Bigsby Properties. Send him some properties so that he can buy. He's looking to grow his portfolio. And man, we'll chop it up soon, man. We'll
Yeah,
chop
for
it
sure, man. I appreciate you, and yeah, we definitely gonna make some more deals happen for sure.
definitely, man. You take it easy now.
All right, fam. You have a good one.
All right, you too now. Bye.
Bye.
Well, that's one of my wholesalers that I work with. That's the value of doing good business. Okay, pretty much. This is what deal sourcing does for you. We're able to find people like this who have experience in the industry and are trying to sell quality properties and are not just concerned about the next fee that they're going to make. And we connect them with you buyers, buyers who are for sure willing to buy. As you can see, with his level of experience, these are not people that are trying to bullshit around. These are people that are not trying to, just waste time saying you'll buy, but then not buy. And that's why I do an extra vetting process with my buyers to make sure that when we go approach these wholesalers and we tell them, hey, we're going to perform, 6 hours later, we can get under contract. By next day, we can get the earnest money in so that they're at peace and they're willing to work with us and find us more deals. So that's just what Ohio deal sourcing on demand is all about. If you need properties here in Ohio, I'm your guy. Make sure you reach out. Till next time, it's Femi Daniel. Peace out.